Cheryl Casone with the numbers. Go ahead, Cheryl.
All right, Maria, 311,000. 311,000. Ken Rogoff for the win just now. He just said 300. We came in at 311,000 for non-farm jobs for the month of February. The estimate was 205,000. Now, I want to get to that revision for January. All eyes on that. We did get a revision, but not really as big, I think, as we expected. Looks like we're getting 504,000 as the revision for the month of January. Wow. 504,000. Again, a lot of economists were thinking we were going to see a bigger change there. And as you see, the NASDAQ and the S&P just going positive. As for the unemployment rate, that came in higher. It came in at 3.6%. The street was looking for 3.4%. Again, the unemployment rate coming in at 3.6%. And again, 311,000 jobs, which is a stronger than expected number. Obviously, a weaker than expected number would have been a much more of a market positive, everybody. As far as labor force participation rate, 62.5. I didn't have an estimate for that, but that's a little bit stronger, a little bit higher than the month prior for January. And then going through some of the other numbers here as far as the jobs and where they were. Private sector jobs, 265. That's where you see the strength in this report then, kids, because 210,000 was the estimate, and private sector payrolls coming in at 265,000. Factory jobs, a loss of 4,000. Goods producing jobs, a gain of 20,000 jobs. Average hourly earnings, 0.2%. 0.2%. That's a little bit weaker than expected. We were looking for 0.3% on average hourly earnings. We came in at 0.2%. As far as average work week hours, 34.5. That's basically in line. The expectation was 34.6 there. So that goes through. That talks about basically that's about a wash on that one. All right. Let me go through some other numbers here. I gave you some other. I mentioned the labor force participation rate is 62.5, and that drop on the average work week 0.1 hour. Again, I think the government payroll job coming in at 46,000. That we didn't have an estimate for that, but that's a little bit in line with what we saw. Actually, that's weaker than we saw for the month of January, 74.5. So going through some of these numbers, folks, really quick, I just want to reiterate the numbers. I'll send it back to the panel as I dig into the report and see what the Labor Department says about where they saw the strength. But I think the private sector jobs is pretty strong. Again, 311,000 is the non-farm payrolls number for the month of February, 3.6% unemployment rate. A loss of 4,000 jobs in manufacturing, 265,000 for private payrolls. Average hourly earnings month to month, month over month, 0.2%, a tiny bit weaker than expected. As far as average hourly earnings year over year, 4.6%, 4.6. We were looking for 4.7, and again, those it's the revisions, and I really want to pick up on something there. If you add up December and January as far as the revisions, 34,000 fewer jobs than previously reported. January only revised by 13,000 jobs, Maria. And I think that's very important to point out, because as we were looking at the market selling off yesterday, and you saw that action, I'm sure it was a pretty volatile session, the concern on the markets yesterday in the sell-off was that you were going to see a hotter than expected jobs report for February. And that is what got a lot of the traders started to kind of hit the sell button. But they're hitting the buy button right now a little bit. I don't want to overplay that, Maria. A little bit stronger on futures.
All right. Well, it's a complete reversal. So there's that. Cheryl, thank you.